put there for a bit of intelligence. We've actually got an expansion, well, maybe potentially an expansion from Didong. He's setting his SCV up to the far reaches at the top left, and vultures streaming past the tanks. This actually looks pretty bad for Fanta. Mines going down everywhere near the tanks. There's at least some of them going to go off. Yeah, there's one tank gone down. He's bringing in the race to defend here, so this is actually going to give part of his plan away to Didong. Didong is now going to know that Fanta is really investing heavily in those wraiths, and he's got a lot of them of his own. He's cloaking these ones up now. Going to look for an opportunity to get some kills off, but he doesn't want to hang around for a big fight because he knows that Fanta has way more wraiths than he does, even at this point. In fact, there's the comsat just to see what is ahead of him. He wants to get a bit of intel, find out whereabouts Fanta's forces are. Whew. And looks like we've got this is a cool play here by Didong, putting down a missile turret or two in advance of the command center, because he knows that if he just starts the command center, potentially the race can just show up, kill it, and that's it. But if he puts down the turrets first, he doesn't have to take such a risky investment by putting the command centers down straight away, and he can actually have it defended before it goes up. Now, both large clumps of wraiths are hanging around here. Fanta's looking to go in for his kills. He knows that he needs to catch up a little bit in terms of economy. So as you can see, the micromanagement just darting around, getting some hit and runs. Comsats going off from both players, and Didong's managed to defend that. He's denied Fanta an opportunity to come and get any more kills than was necessary. Fanta taking the expansion at the bottom right, Didong taking the expansion at the top left. Oh, no, that's Fanta got an SCV in preparation to take the top left. So Didong's only taking the 9 o'clock, and Fanta looks to be taking both corners, top left, bottom right, and he's also sending an SCV via dropship over to the 12. But there are vultures streaming into the top left, so the vultures are going to be able to clear that up. Got an armory finally going down for at least one of these players. It's Fanta putting down the armory. And the vultures have gotten rid of that attempt to take the expansion to the top left. That would have been quite a greedy expansion, mind you. And finally, we've got some Goliaths in play, so it's about damn time, really, that one player decided to get some Goliaths, because that's essentially what's needed. They don't cost very much. They're a very versatile unit, and you definitely want them if you're up against wraiths. But we're sort of moving into the stage of the game where both players are really looking to get the advantage in economy. They don't have a lot of tanks each, so being offensive is... at this point in the game, when there's a lot of sort of build up in unit types, especially with Goliaths coming into play, we've got tanks defending Fanta's perimeter there. He's taking his mineral only, which is something I don't think Didong has done yet. He's sending another dropship with another SCV, probably in the direction of the 6 o'clock. So he's looking to sneakily take both islands and really get the game back in terms of economy. And if he can get both islands, then you'll definitely see him come out on top. But surely Didong is going to be aware of that. Sorry guys, just when you're commentating, it's very easy to forget whose names are and what the units are called, but that's life. So we've got the Air Force of Fanta out in force here, outranging the map. They see that vulture down at the bottom right, they're defending, or preventing that expansion from going up, so the race will take care of that. He'll need to bring in another SCV, but should Didong hit a lot of forces down there like some Goliaths, I think he should be able to prevent that expansion, really. I mean, he's got enough Goliaths and Wraiths in combination, in tandem, to be able to deal with that Wraith Air Force. It just depends on whether Fanta can get any tanks down there and just entrench them over the ridges and above the ramps and cliffs and so forth. Then he'll definitely be able to take the whole area there, the bottom right there. In fact, 3 expansions there, that empty main base. So it would be good to get for Fanta to get his hands on that. +1 armor being researched for Didong. Got some more Goliaths showing up. He's actually built a couple of supply depots in the way of the place where he'd normally put his command center for that mineral only, which really surprises me. I'm not sure whether that's a mistake or what. But ouch! Oh gosh, Wraiths just charging straight into these Goliaths and getting murdered. That was a mistake there by Fanta, and actually comsats off, and whoa, Didong's wiping the floor with these Wraiths, but I'm not sure if he spotted that dropship hitting the SCVs down to the 6 o'clock. We'll find out shortly. SCV's immediately putting turrets up, and I don't think Didong spotted that. He's too preoccupied with stopping the expansion down the bottom right. And he's going to do it. He's going to be able to stop this expansion easily. Just only needs 1 Goliath, and a wounded Goliath at that, because he knows that there are no Wraiths around to stop him now. So a small victory there for Didong, but a small loss really are not spotting that 6 o'clock, and he's got enough wraiths to take it out. Even with those three turrets there, that's enough wraiths to take out those turrets, believe it or not. I mean, they'll take a few casualties. But when you have enough wraiths, when you have as many wraiths as that, you can do it, as you can see here. Well, he was able to sort of survive for a little while before he got any losses there, but you get the picture. So time now to actually get some attacks going on. We've got a lot of tanks unsieging here from Fanta, moving down, trying to take the 3 o'clock here. It's going to be a bit of a fight over this, and Goliath's pouring in through the choke point there, forcing the command center to lift off. We've got tanks slightly in range of them, but Fanta can't move down his tanks because Didong's tanks are in support. And essentially all Didong's done there is denied an expansion at the 3 o'clock at the cost of him having his forces pinned there. He can't really move the Goliath out of that choke point just straight away because the tanks overlooking it. So a bit of a precarious situation, but at least he's denied his opponent some resources. But let's do just a quick tally of expansions here. I'll just shoutcast this. In the meantime, Fanta's actually got some more wraiths and took out a tank there, and both players using comsat just to try and keep their opponent's wraiths out of the action. But I think now is a good time to do the tally of, oh no, we're back with wraiths, getting some more kills. This is really cheeky stuff here by Fanta, even though he has far less wraiths at this point. Still getting some kills, and Didong's a bit slow there with his comsat, finally managed to take it out and killing those wraiths. So, oh, and he spots the expansion at the 6 o'clock, but it's too late, Didong. Too late. Because there's so many turrets there at this point that Didong is now not going to be able to attack there unless he gets some decent dropships in, and even then it's going to be hard. Is it time for that tally yet? Alright, let's do the tally. So, Fanta, that's the red Terran. He's got the 6 o'clock and the 12 o'clock. That's 2 bases with gas. He's got his natural up and running. That's a 3rd base with gas. And he's also got his mineral only. I think his main is just about mined out by now. So let's just say he's got 3 bases of minerals. 3 gas guys is really operational. Yeah, his main's mined out. But Didong, on the other hand, has, let's assume his main's mined out as well. He's also got 3 expansions with gas and 1 mineral only. But I'm not sure if he's even taken the mineral only. So Fanta is actually up at this point in terms of resources. He's I think he's definitely managed to overcome the disadvantage he was at earlier in the game where he got his natural expansion too late. He's actually countered that now, and this could turn into an evenly matched game for some time. So let's take a look at what these players actually need to be doing. We've got the 3 o'clock expansion, which is in contest. What Fanta really wants to do is even things up so that he's got his half of the map plus the islands, and if he can do that, then he'll definitely be able to win this, because he'll have what, 60% map territory, and in a TvT that can really win the game for you. When things get quite close, having an extra 2 bases really just takes you over the edge, makes a difference. So he needs to find some way to get rid of those tanks and trench down just by the 3 o'clock, preventing him from landing there. And then he needs to move down and take out the entire right-hand side bottom corner. But it's going to take him a while to do that. In the meantime, Didong is going to be able to secure the entire top left without contest, because he's got tanks already set up there, and he's also got blockades everywhere with mines and so forth. So I'm quite liking Didong's position, but it just... It depends, really. I mean, it is pretty close. Oh! Dropship being taken out by the wraiths. Nasty. You really want to stave you? Oh! And he's actually managed to get a drop down at the 6 o'clock. So this is a bit of a game changer here. We've got a couple of dropships landed, and they're actually going to take out all the SVs and wipe the whole lot out there. In the meantime, Fanta's actually destroying the blockade at the 3 o'clock. He's going to be able to land this now. Really nice stuff. So both players actually trading it off. We're still deadlocked, guys. I was actually thinking one player was going to take an advantage there, but because of what's happened here, you see what's happened. It's basically the map is evening itself up. We've got Didong actually negating his opponent's advantage of having both islands, but on the other hand, Fanta's negated Didong's advantage of actually blockading his 3 o'clock. So Fanta's now going to be able to push out down to the entire bottom right corner, and the map will be evened up in half exactly, because Didong will be able to land an SCV at the 6 o'clock, and we'll have a very evenly contested 50-50 match, and that could go on for ages. especially as this was Andromeda, and it's a very very big map. Mind you, that the expansion location in the center will be available for whoever can actually really get a strong momentum and gain a little bit of ground. And Fanta's trying to do that here, as you can see, pushing in, and both players wasting a lot of forces. But Fanta, as you can see, definitely has more tanks, so he's pushing in. We'll see if there are any. Yeah, there are some reinforcements coming in from Didong, so he wants to prevent Fanta from pushing all the way across the map. Tank sieging up, and finally Fanta is forced back. He's going to have to be content with his 50% share of the map, and this is really going to start looking deadlocked, because both players are going to have massive economies shortly, and really, once you've got a lot of tanks sieged up, once you've got a lot of missile turrets laid around everywhere, it's very tough to get an advantage, and that's probably where we'll see people, players, taking up the battle cruisers, and it'll become a bit of a large battle micro war when that eventually happens. But that's a while off yet. Another thing to note about this map is that missile turrets can only be built in the